Please stand up, and let me give you this Terps cap, which I like to keep for myself. You see, that shows you who has higher authority.
Thank you, President Lowe. You'll never be able to speak to me directly anymore. Moira's going to do all the negotiating. Because she did ask me, what about the money? Well, hey, it's a great day to be a Terp. Great football win yesterday, Coach. My 5 years of Army, never beat Navy, so thank you very much. Because they told me don't come back without a win. I'd like to thank again President Lowe and Linda Clement and the search committee for selecting me to be the next athletic director at the University of Maryland. My family and I are very proud of this opportunity, and we promise not to let anybody down. I'd like to thank, and I'd like to take a minute to talk and express my thanks to all my friends and all my staff and coaches at West Point. As President Lowe said, and as Doctor said, right, we didn't have the opportunity to do it right at West Point. The story was leaked before I had an opportunity to sit down and talk to everybody. And as I talked to the coaches today, I like to manage and lead not by surprises. And I have a lot of people back at West Point that were surprised, and I apologize to them because that's not the way we wanted to have it happen, but it did. I wanted to look them eye to eye and say thank you for what you've been able to allow me to experience in my family. So at this time, I'd like to express that to all my friends and all my family at West Point. I'd also like to thank the leadership at West Point. I'd like to thank General William Lennox, who hired me. I'd like to thank General Buster Hagenbeck, who worked with me hand in hand, and I also want to thank and I want to have continued success for the new general who's the superintendent now, General David Hontoon. I also want to take an opportunity to thank General Patrick Finnegan, who was the dean, who we worked hand in hand together, and we had a lot of achievements both academically as well as athletically. But last but not least, I want to thank the cadets. All those cadets that touched my life and my family's life. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you our country is in good hands, and those people that I worked with fighting for our freedom are outstanding Americans and human beings. Well, today it's a new day at the University of Maryland, and I am excited and looking forward to building an incredible team. And that was the main thing. When President Lowe called me and he talked to me about me wanting to be part of his team, I mean, that's what sold me right away, because that's how I grew up in athletics, my family and everything else. It's always been about the team. And so I definitely am glad to be part of your team and the University of Maryland's team. And trust me, you've done good and great things, but we're going to do better and greater things. Now, sir, I should have shared with you some of my comments because I was going to introduce my team, but you've already done it. But as you can see, very important part of my life. What my wife does with my children, because most of the time I'm not home, is phenomenal. So, Moira, thank you from the bottom of my heart. The last thing I want to do before I get started into what I really want to talk about is I do, too, want to acknowledge Debbie Yao. My math was wrong. I had 16 years, but it was only 12. But longevity speaks for itself, and that's quite an accomplishment. 16. So my math was right. Because I wasn't a math major, so I did get that one right. As I take over in the coming months, I will be looking to building cohesion in the athletic department. I will take time to observe and evaluate the program. I will seek input from the coaches and the staff. You will quickly learn my leadership style. The believe that I am demanding, but I'm fair. Maryland athletics is in good shape, but we do have our challenges. It is my vision to take the program from good to great. It is my expectation to get everyone on the Maryland bus. It's necessary to link the entire institution. I will be committed to building partnerships with everyone inside the walls of the institution, as well as going outside and strengthening existing relationships and forming new ones. My passion, my calling for athletics is driven by developing student athletes. I'm committed to our student athletes and will do whatever it takes to have them be successful in the classroom, on the field, and in their community. Because our ultimate goal, and I stress our ultimate goal, is to provide productive citizens for our country. In closing, I'd like to talk about my expectations and what we're going to do as a department. We're going to compete, and we're going to compete at the highest levels, and we're going to compete to win. Because the University of Maryland does not finish second. We finish first in everything we do. One of the reasons why I wanted to come and be your athletic director is everywhere I've been, the reputation that the University of Maryland has been top notch, and everything that you do is first class, and you compete for national championships. But you compete the right way. You compete within the rules, and that institutional control is at the first and foremost of everything that we do. And that we go out and we recruit the best athletes, student athletes. And I want to repeat that. Student athletes. That's what I am going to expect, and that's what you already produced. That we're going to have our young people compete in the classroom, doing the right things and achieving what they need to do so that they can go out on the field and represent the University of Maryland the way it should be represented. And that's the other thing that I've already got the commitments from the coaches, that we're going to bring the right student athletes and the right people that are going to represent this University of Maryland the right way. So I'd like to close with Fear the Turtle, Go Terps. Thank you very much.